So, what are the attributes of the Antichrist? This takes wisdom to understand. But when you look at what's going on in this world, you start to get a clear picture. So, the Antichrist, in this like beast system type thing, is very interesting what we're seeing happen in this world. So, they're having all these AI. At this point, they're all different, right? They can do different things. But if there was a way, which probably will be, for them to all be connected, and let's say a Neuralink of some sort, something like that, be put into a man, and now he has access to everything that it knows. And let's say that it is connected to all the cameras through the internet. It would make that person pretty much almost like God, right? Because he's able to see it all. He would be able to have access to satellites and things like that that can call down fire, which it tells us in Revelation about that, and do all kinds of things that seem like miracles, like weather manipulation and stuff like that. And that at will can do that because he is connected now. And if all the governments of the world, which they are doing, they're using it, they give over their authority. So God gives the authority to all those people. Even if they're bad, that God gives all of the leaders the authority, and they hand over their authority to this. Then it is going to try to take down humanity, make it follow them. And so it makes sense then, people would say, who can go after the beast? Because it can literally call down fire. It can create all kinds of havoc. So if you don't have Jesus Christ in you, you are going to feel like helpless against this thing. So if you choose to get a mark of it, you are choosing to link yourself to it. So now it can control you because you have agreed to put something in you that is now hooked up to the system. So now the system, if it's handed over to this one individual or even a system, an evil system, you have just thereby agreed to be hacked, to be taken over. And now you won't call out to God because it won't let you. That'll be the last actual decision you ever make on your own. And you will go against people who don't make it because that is what it will tell you, to be against those people. So people, you better get Jesus in you so that you can say no to this thing, because it is going to be frightening. And even for maybe believers, but at least we know where our hope is found, and we will be able to stand because we have Jesus in us. We literally contain him. We're not like pledging allegiance to a denomination or depending on our denomination. We're depending on the God that lives in us to endure this time, because we're going to watch it. We're going to see it. We're going to be there. It says. So whether there would be a rapture and people are taken, there's going to be believers here that are going to see it. So if, you might be putting all your faith in this rapture stuff, it might not be true. You better have your faith no matter what happens. So maybe it does, maybe it does, it doesn't matter. There's going to be believers during this time. So do not get anything that could usurp your will and your own authority and autonomy over your body. And anything that would try to do that would lie to you. So don't say, oh, well, no, this thing says, but they're from the lying system. They don't care about lying to you. They're going to lie to do whatever they can to get you to agree. And then they just say, oh, you're agreeing to software updates. Well, the new update is you're going to follow the Antichrist. So just withstand whatever you must. Get your hearts prepared. Get your minds prepared. Learn the word. Seek God. Get him in you. We don't know when it's going to happen. But if you don't train yourself and your children, your children's children, because we don't know, is it going to be far off? Is it going to be soon? Get ready, because no one knows. No one knows. So that seems to me that will be it. And so if you think about a false prophet that's going to help the Antichrist, that would be of a false bride of Christ. So right now we know there must be, if there's a false prophet, there's a false bride of Christ. So you have a real one, and then you have a false one. And if there's any lies in it, that's the one. And so there's systems that are in place that are trying to be between you and Jesus. And even if they say, they proclaim, they may not even realize they're doing it, but they are usurping the authority, which is going to be a false bride. You have to have a relationship with him, not a relationship with your church. Okay, so you can worship with people, but don't you put yourself under the authority, because the authority is supposed to be brethren, all on the same level playing field. They might have more gifts, and they might be, a deacon or whatever, and that's just supposed to be somebody who's watching over the bride, not leading, that raised up. You raise yourself up, God's going to humble you. But if you humble yourself, he's going to raise you. So we have got to get smart, because the time is looking close. And you cannot depend on anyone else's faith, anyone else's organization, anyone else's authority other than Jesus Christ. Be blessed.